All right, we are back again, and today we are going to talk about interest rates. And man, this is one where I hear so much stupid shit on the internet and social media and other things like that. Interest rates are too high, you shouldn't buy now, or wait till the interest rate comes down. The reality is this, guys, it depends on your unique scenario. First question any realtor should be asking you when you actually have a real consultation is, what are your plans? Why are you buying? What does the future look like? What are you trying to accomplish from this, right? Because that's going to dictate whether or not maybe you should wait, or maybe you should just buy now. I'm gonna take you down the path of, hey, I live here in Hawaii and I see myself here for the unforeseen future. If that's the case, or if you're even here 3+ years, I would say go get pre-approved, see if you can get pre-approved to actually buy a home. And if you can, let's take a look at your pre-approval number. And quite frankly, I don't really care about that. We just wanna make sure you can qualify to buy a home, and then we're gonna break it down to your comfort level. And then from there, we're gonna take a look at what type of properties actually fit into that comfort level. And if you can get a property where it fits your family's needs and you can afford the monthly payment, then buy a home now. You've probably heard the one term that makes sense out there on social media, you know, marry the property, date the interest rate, right? Because you can always refi. Because this is the reality, guys. The people who are buying homes now, myself included, who just recently bought and looking to buy again, we're getting the deals, right? Because the interest rate pretty much dictates the real estate market in its entirety, right? So I always bring it back to COVID, because that was one of the craziest times we've ever seen in real estate, where it really kind of highlights how the interest rate impacts the market. So during COVID, right, we had very low inventory, but then we take it to the interest rate, which was very low, which created a whole lot of buyers. It's basic economics, guys. Overwhelming demand, limited supply, prices went up, right? So since then, kind of towards 2022, the interest rates went up and buyers kind of came down here. Inventory hasn't really went anywhere. It's growing a little bit, but statistically it's still pretty low. So property prices haven't really dropped, especially single family homes. This whole crisis going on with the HOA fees in townhomes and condos, that's a whole nother story. But the property values haven't really fallen, especially here in Hawaii, because it's a very unique market. But if you can afford the home that fits your needs, get it now, because what's gonna happen is the interest rate will eventually come back down. I'm hoping for next year, but I don't have a crystal ball. But when it comes back down, since I believe inventory will remain low, and the reason I believe inventory will remain low is because anybody who bought during COVID sits on historically low interest rates. It was the cheapest money you could ever borrow, and nobody wants to sell those homes. Some people are gonna have to, yeah, and the VA assumable thing is great, and I could talk about that on another video, but I think a lot of people will be hesitant to sell because they don't want to give up that low rate. And quite frankly, unless you were living under a rock and you bought any time 5 to 7, maybe even 10 years before COVID, unless you were living under a rock, you probably did a refi, right? So there's a whole bunch of people sitting on very low interest rates. And the fact that it takes almost 3 years to get a permit to build a home in Hawaii, I believe the inventory will remain low. However, when those rates come back down, we go from here back to all the buyers coming back off the sidelines. And the people who are buying now, when that happens, you're gonna just refi your mortgage, drop your monthly payment, watch all the other dummies come out, and then you're gonna watch your property value grow, and you're gonna be so glad that you bought when you did. Now, if you can't buy in today's market with what fits your needs and your comfort levels, and you need to wait till interest rates come down, well then guess what? You need to save as much money as you possibly can, because the market's gonna get competitive, because the interest rates will, the inventory, I believe, will remain low, as I explained, but when all those other buyers come out, it will be competitive again, and people are gonna be overpaying for homes. So go get it checked out at no cost, no obligation to talk to a lender to see what you get qualified for, and no cost to talk and book a consultation with somebody like myself to see if it makes sense for you. But at least get educated on it, see if it makes sense for you now, because the people who are buying now are gonna win later when that next wave comes and the prices go up. And that's why we just bought, and that's why I'm looking to buy again. I hope this is helpful to you, and I hope this makes sense. If you want to talk about it further, you know where to reach me. Hit the subscribe button, click the like button if this was helpful, and we'll see you on the next one.